my shades on, y'all. I can't see. I can't see. The sun is doing its thing today. Good morning. Happy Monday. Man, I need to wipe this off. My shades and my glasses always got some type of fingerprint. Make sure I got my glasses. Make sure I have my shades. Good morning, happy Monday. Whoop whoop. Put the windows up. It's me, and it's Monday. Welcome to the AM Drive. Welcome to Sugar Honey Iced Tea. I'm T, and if you're here, you've decided to join the carpool. Thanks for joining the carpool. I don't even know who that was. I saw a little glimmer. I can barely. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Joshua's first. Yay, Joshua! Thanks for joining. You the one. You the man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Y'all, the sun is doing what it do. First of all, something about the summertime, the heat of it all, the hotness of it all, makes my bones and joints feel so good. Am I that old? Is that how old I am? Is it the sun and the heat makes getting up out of bed so much easier? I feel like it is. Yeah. I went to water aerobics yesterday, and let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened in water aerobics. So, I'm from the South. I'm in northern Mississippi, and it just so happens that every day we've been getting these popcorn showers, like these thunderstorms that kind of come almost out of nowhere and then blow past us in about 10-15 minutes. Kind of like a tropical storm. And I am convinced that climate change is a real thing, because we are experiencing the climate that would typically be like in Florida. Like in Florida, don't they have like popcorn showers? And my brief stints in going to Orlando, my favorite place, the happiest place on earth, I know that they have like popcorn showers every day, certain times a year. And we are getting those types of weather patterns here in northern Mississippi. So yesterday, water aerobics was at 120. Is it 120? Yeah, it's 120. No, it's 130. I don't know. My eyeballs be off sometime. But so I got there at 1. I had on my swimsuit under my clothes. So by the time I got there, checked in, went to the changing room, took off my street clothes, my outside clothes, put them in my bag, and I was ready to get in the pool within 5 minutes. So I get in the pool, and so I'm like, man, I'm way early. My fingers and toes gonna prune up like little vegetables. But I'm in here early, a good, I want to say 15-17 minutes early. So I'm in the pool just kind of bopping around. I did some little crunches. I had my hands on the on the back of the edge of the pool, and I did my crunches. You can lay flat on your back, hold your hands on the edge of the pool, and do crunches. I did that, and it was really a nice time. We had a good little crowd. I call going to the gym on a Sunday afternoon the best type of church, because it's kind of like a fellowship. It really is. So I'm doing my thing. You have like little sporadic conversations with people here and there in the pool while you're waiting. Okay, his truck's coming up. I gotta make it happen. Okay, they got over to the left. I entered the we're all good. We're all safe. Safe in the carpool. So I was in the speaking of the pool. So I was in the pool. I can't see y'all. I have my shades on. I'm gonna put my wait a minute. It's a trip over there. I'm gonna slow down a little bit and then I'm gonna see if I can see what y'all talking about in the comments. I have my glasses on. I can. Ma'am, Joshua said thanks. Hello from Bob. Hey Bob. Who is the win Tom? What? Versus Tom, John. I don't know who that is. And then the last one is Woo. That Black Beauty. Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Much obliged. So anyway, I was at the YMCA yesterday. Oh, it ain't that kind of YouTube. I was at the YMCA yesterday. Got in the pool way early. The classes didn't start until 1:30. I got in the pool about 1:05, 1:07 because again I had my swim clothes underneath my outside clothes. I walked in, checked in, boop, walked past the front desk. You go to the locker room, you take off your outside clothes, you jump in the shower because you're supposed to shower before you get in the pool. But all of that only takes me about 4 or 5 minutes. And so I get in 5 to 7 minutes. I'm gonna give them 7 minutes because I'm not moving that fast. But I go get in the pool, we bobbing around. I did my pool crunches. I had a little conversation here and there with, the ladies. Ooh, the water's chilly. Ooh, the water's getting better. That type of thing. What else do we talk about? We just, random thoughts, random pool thoughts. But we had little conversations here and there. And then, again, it's just taking forever for us to kind of get started. But in the meantime, you kind of move your body around so that you can kind of get a pre-workout of sorts or just warm up before the class starts. So you're like jogging or doing like jumping jacks or side to side straddle hop type of deal in the pool. So we did that, and we're in the pool, and I guess it gets a little darker and a little darker, unbeknownst to us. Class starts, and then unbeknownst to us, it gets a little bit darker outside and a little bit darker outside. Okay, I can look at it later. So, doing our thing, class has started. Our teacher is so nice. She's so cool. First of all, the air conditioning wasn't working in the pool. We were in an inside pool, by the way. The air conditioning unit inside the pool area wasn't working. And so it was very humid in there. It wasn't hot, but it was real humid. And anybody who's ever taken like water aerobics knows that the teacher has to stand outside of the pool so you can see their legs and limbs and stuff do the motions while we're in the pool. So we're pretty much cool and comfy. As long as they don't have the heat on in the water, we're cool and comfy. It's the person on the outside of the pool who may get a little stressed or whatever. But it wasn't, I don't know, she had like a little towel to dab the sweat off of her face. But it was real humid in there. So because it was humid, somebody had written on the glass, they wrote, "I love Jessica," on the inside of the glass. So you can kind of see it on the outside of the glass when you walk by. We had gotten there so early, we got there before the teacher. So we were just all in there bopping up and down. But anyway, the class had started. We're bopping up and down. We're doing the routine. The warm-up didn't take long because we was all warmed up. We had gotten to the pool early. I mean, it's summertime. And I think people are just kind of really needing to jump into a pool. Did y'all see that? I got a little water coming out of my mouth. Just thinking about the pool makes me salivate. Because it makes your body feel so good and refreshed. So we were in the pool. We did the routines. She did this like mash up of. It sounded like one of those cheer mash up songs. songs where it goes from one song to another song to another song, and they have the voice talking real fast and chipmunk voice. So that's how fast we had gotten up. Our beats per minute had gotten to the point where we were doing the UDA mix of a song part of the water aerobics class. So we had gotten to that part. So almost the middle. All the while it's getting a little bit darker outside. So we got to maybe the fourth song. I think maybe that was the fourth song. And then one of the lifeguards blows the whistle. Boop. What's going on? What's going on? We all turn around. What's going on? What's going on? And so they're like, lightning strike, lightning strike. Oh man, we had literally been in the class for a good 17 minutes. And I say 17 because it had to be more than 15, but less than 20. And we had to get out. When there's a lightning strike in the area, we had to get out of the pool and stay out of the pool for 30 minutes while the lifeguards or the people who work in the pool are watching the radar and making sure that there's no other lightning strikes within that period of time. Because if there's another lightning strike, then they have to wait 30 more minutes from the lightning strike before anybody can get back in the pool. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I was in the pool a good 10, 15 minutes before class. I got 15 minutes of class. I'm like, I'm Gucci. Let me just put my clothes back on. But you always have those ones kind of stragglers who don't really want to get out of the pool, so they're just kind of in the pool, ha ha ha, kiki, walking toward the stairs, but not really getting out. Like maybe somebody's gonna say, forget it, we're not gonna get out. But you don't have to get out, or we just check in or whatever. And then you have people who are in the locker room who are like, well, I'm just gonna wait for 15 minutes and see. Does it look like it's gonna clear up? Is the lightning gonna stop? Your body is wet. You got on your wet swim clothes. You're really gonna hang out for 30 minutes in your wet swim clothes inside of a air-conditioned building. Now the pool air conditioning wasn't working correctly. The fans weren't blowing, but it wasn't that hot. But the rest of the building was air-conditioned and cool. And because the sun was down, or the clouds were kind of moving in, it wasn't as hot in the building. So you always have those stragglers standing around in wet swimsuits. I don't know, maybe it's, and honestly, because I was telling my sister this, I feel like the YMCA is kind of like the pickup spot on Sunday afternoon. I don't know, maybe it's the new senior citizen pickup spot. And I don't want to say senior citizen like I'm a senior citizen. I'm a mid-lifer. Is that a term? Let's call it mid-lifer. Approaching midlife. Well, let's say midlifer, whatever. But it's definitely the pickup spot. And I don't necessarily mind that. In fact, I applaud it. Do what you do. Shoot your shots. It's much better than being let the church be the pickup spot. Like after church, that always seemed odd to me that people would try to hook up or connect with other people at church. That's never happened to me personally, but I'm just saying. But on a Sunday, that's kind of like in the South, that's where we are. We're at church, or we're doing whatever we do on Sunday after church. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen all over the world, but some people, it's just kind of like a Southern culture. For a Sunday afternoon, for a Sunday, go to church, Sunday afternoon, fellowship with friends, family, whatever. So we are, there are people who are like not getting out of the pool like they're supposed to, or stragglers. I don't know. Eventually they did get out of the pool. I'm sure of it. because the lifeguards are not playing around. The YMCA director's not playing. They're gonna make you get out the pool. You can just walk slow as you want to. Now, for everybody who was right at the buzzer getting to class, or after 1 o'clock getting to class, yeah, they felt slighted because they had just gotten in the pool, and then it was like, all right, turn around and get out. So I think my strategy has been, for the last times that I've been there, get there early, because you never know. They'll probably tell you get out the pool before class, if we have a lightning strike in the area. And on Sundays, it just so happens I want to say the last, I'm not going to say the last 2 times, because it was definitely about a month ago, the same thing happened. Maybe it's a month and a half ago, where we were in the class, and then we had to get out. About midway through, we had to get out. Class had just started. It seemed like it just started. And so getting there early means you get a little bit of a workout in. You get maybe 20 or 30 minutes versus if you have to wait. If you get in the pool when class starts, something about that time of the day, pop-up shower, lightnings, and that's what happens. But the other thing that happened in the pool, so before class officially started, there was this guy that got in, and he was, and this lady who was like earshot away from me, but behind me, she recognized him, and she was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And they had like a really warm, loud greeting. Now, mind you, we all been bopping in the pool for 10, 15 minutes, and none of us really had more pleasantries on my side of the pool. There was a few chatty Cathys like near the front, but on my side of the pool, we were just kind of like, yeah, the water's cool. The water's kind of chilly. It's warm in here, but the water's kind of chilly. It was some real vanilla type exchanges of conversation. You chat, you say a couple of things, and then you do your little pre-workout. You do your bobbing up and down, and you're walking back and forth, or whatever you're gonna do. So the guy gets in the pool, and she recognizes him. Hey, blah, blah. I was like, oh wow, that's as loud as anybody over on this side of the pool has been. She was very excited, and if you see someone you used to work with or used to hang out with, sure, you're gonna give them a really warm welcome, I guess. But they had like a real, I'm ear hustling, trying to listen to see what they're talking about. And I didn't have to do too much because they were like I said, in earshot of, I would say, 2 arms lengths distance away from me. Well, how you doing? I'm fine. What are you doing? What are you up to now? So the tea is, apparently they used to work together, but had retired from a certain place. They never really said where it was. Of course, they knew where they worked. I just didn't. And then something about, they were talking about another lady who had worked there. She asked about her, and he was telling, well, she'd been and gone, so that was kind of like, she retired much sooner than the other 2 people. The guy and somebody else that they worked with. And the fact that, they were talking, chatting or whatever, and he said, well, I don't live in Memphis anymore. I live closer down here after my divorce. And then my ears perked up like, what? Okay, of course, now I want to hear all the tea, because I want to see, is he going to shoot his shot or she going to shoot her shot? What's going on at the gym in the pool, right? But they had a very vigorous conversation, and I don't know. It's not up to me to say that there were any sparks flying in the pool. I'm just, observing, and I'm just trying to take note to see who's shooting shots where. That's all. I don't want to get in nobody's way. I don't want to be blocking, and I don't want to be, whatever. But again, I think that just kind of proves my point that the YMCA on a Sunday afternoon. People are feeling good. It is the best. I say Sunday afternoon at the YMCA is the best church. And it is, number two, it is now the best pickup spot. I guess. I don't know. Not to say that they were shooting their shot. They were just chatting. But he did give some pertinent information that I think, people like to put right at the top of the conversation. I'm single. He did put right at the top of the conversation that he was single. Now, another thing about the conversation that kind of, not necessarily the conversation, you kind of glance at people and you observe. I'm an observer of people. I just realized I had the camera on me instead of the drive. I usually point the camera this way. What's on my mind? So anyway, one of the things that I realized is that the guy had a swim cap on. And I'm like, in my mind, like, why does he have a swim cap on? What? Okay, so I'm turning the camera back around because why change in Middle Street, right? Why? Okay, so if you're new to the channel or you're returning or whatever, or you're watching this on replay, whatever, in your mind, what would be the reason for a man to wear a swim cap in a pool? Leave your comments below. I just thought that was kind of, it didn't come down over his ears. It didn't button down under his chin and connect over his ears. It was just snug to the top of his head. And I didn't see him before the pool. I didn't see him after the pool. I'm not making any preconceived notions or any whatever. All I'm saying is, what? Why did he have on a swim cap in the pool? So if you have any guesses or ideas or like conspiracy any theories, it's not a conspiracy at this point, it's just a gag, a weird, you don't know these people, I don't know these people, I may not ever see them again. I might, because I'm going to go back to the YMCA. And hopefully those people will never watch my live stream. Hopefully they're not watching. If they are, thank you for pick up our conversation in the car. But I just thought it was interesting that the dude he had on a swim cap. That's all. But y'all, it's been a gag. It's been a day. Thanks for riding with me. I'm going to drop y'all off in a few minutes. I'm going to drop y'all off. But y'all tell me what's going on. Tell me how y'all doing. I'm going to turn the camera around now because I'm done with my story. Or did I say? Yeah, we did. I ended everything that I wanted to say. We talked about the popcorn showers. We talked about the pickup spot of it all. The YMCA being the pickup spot. Yeah, the YMCA. It's a great place. If you haven't joined your local YMCA and you are a midlife person, do that. That would be the best investment you ever make in your life. And I will say this about the YMCA. Check with your insurance company. Like if you have insurance with your employer or whatever insurance, whatever health insurance you may have, check and see if they sponsor any type of funding for your YMCA program, because you may be able to go free or for a very reduced rate. That's all I'm saying. Check into it. Ask somebody to ask somebody. People who work at the insurance company, call them, talk to somebody, because they're not going to tell us, oh, you got this hookup, you got this benefit. People out changing battery, changing tires, stuff open. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to tell you. They're just going to assume that you know that there's this wonderful benefit, fringe benefit that you're not taking advantage of. When all the while you could have been taking advantage of it. So do call the people, call the insurance people and see. Now I know what you're gonna say. Well, all the changes with healthcare, Medicaid, and blah blah blah, this and blah blah blah. I get it, but this is what I want you to do. Try anyway. Call anyway. Call and see. Anything could happen. Anything could be the fact. And if you never call, you never know. Yeah. But thanks again for being a part of the live. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Y'all, I made some breakfast. I prepped some breakfast sandwiches. Stuck them in the freezer for a little bit. I was gonna put some honey on I made some grab and go brekkie sandwiches out of Mickey waffles, eggs, cheese, and Spam. I'm excited, but I usually drizzle honey over the waffle before I wrap it up and put it in the freezer. I didn't do that this time. And I like a little sweet taste on a waffle. So I'm bummed about that. But the other part of it is that I had two thoughts. Should I warm it up in the car? Warm it up so I can eat it in the car? And I did not. So it is yet cold in my lunch bag. I should have warmed it up so I could eat it in the car. Do y'all eat breakfast at work? Do you even eat breakfast? Do you drink coffee and just have a day? Let me know what you do. Y'all, I was having I had a weekend. I had a hard weekend. Not a hard weekend, but I had a weekend. So my uncle recently passed, my dad's brother, and we're in the midst of taking care of him and all of his effects and artifacts. And I'm like, man, most people will take some days off, will take a bereavement. But I feel like I can't. And I hate to feel that way. And you know how if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be any good for anybody else, right? So I'm really thinking about how well I take care of myself. How well do you take care of yourself? Like if you were living outside of you and you were your best friend, what kind of advice would you give yourself? Like if I was someone else and I was my best friend, I would tell myself, you know what, you need to take some days off. You need to take care of yourself. You need to be like able to sit with or do the things that are going to keep you mentally well. That part. You know, we all have to, if you don't have a bestie, a best friend that can kind of point you in the right direction and let you know, hey girl, you slipping, or hey guy, you slipping. You got to be your own best friend. You got to turn around, step outside of yourself, look back at yourself and say, hey, these are the things you need to do. And you need to take care of yourself. You need to take good care of yourself. I don't think my uncle took good care of himself. I just don't. But do any of us take good care of ourselves? Like, we take really good care of our pets. We take really good care of our kids. We take good care of the things that we feel like we have ownership of. But are we taking good care of ourselves? Physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, all of those things. I'm thinking physically now because I'm hungry and my food is so cold, half frozen, because I stuck them in the freezer and then I took them out and put it in the refrigerator. What was I thinking? I'm hungry. I want my food now. But yeah, we gotta take care of ourselves. I am 30 minutes away from work. Thank y'all so much for being a part of the carpool. I'm gonna drop y'all off here so I can listen to some things. Podcast again, mental health, physical health. I'm gonna listen to some things to help me learn. Part of my commitment to myself is to be a part of the online community and do the live stream, but also to try to learn some things during the hour of a commute. So I'm passing that charge along to you. Do something for yourself. Take care of yourself really well. Whatever you can do, step outside of yourself, look back at yourself, and think about what you would tell a best friend version of you. Like, what would you tell yourself to do? Would you tell yourself to get more sleep? Would you tell yourself to make sure that you're eating enough fruits and vegetables? What would you do to make sure that your bestie didn't, slip up and do some things that wasn't healthy? What are you doing physically, financially, emotionally, socially? All of those things. The LY things. The ILY things. Yeah. But yeah, y'all have a great day. Enjoy your life. Take good care of yourself. And I'll see you tomorrow, right? Okay. Bye.